Welcome back to my kitchen. So here's the thing. It's Sunday evening dinner. You're having a bunch of friends or family over. What are you gonna do? You're having a beautiful pork loin roast and you're trying to figure out a way to make it or something different. Everybody's done the mustard pork, everybody's done the, rosemary thing, yada, yada, yada. But how about something a little bit different? Today I'm going to show you how to do a roast pork loin in the classic riganada way, which is Greek for basically like a grated tomato, oregano, and feta coating or glaze, if you will, with a little bit of olive oil. It's going to be top notch and it's going to impress everybody. So to start us off, first things first, very easy. Preheat our oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit or about 200 degrees Celsius. Once you get that off, we're good to go. We forget about it until it's time to put our roast in the oven. So to start us off, very simply, you're gonna take a bowl, get a box grater, and I'm using a couple of decent sized tomatoes, and all you're gonna do really quickly is just grate them up. All right, perfect. Our tomatoes have been grated up. Next thing to go in is some Greek extra virgin olive oil, and for this, probably gonna use about a quarter cup, give or take, maybe a little bit less, but that's more or less what you're shooting for. So, quarter cup of olive oil goes in there. A tablespoon of Greek dried oregano. Nothing to this so far, right? Some salt. You need salt, you can't have a pork without salt, but take it easy on the salt because we're also using feta. Feta is about 80 grams going into this, and don't get the pre-crumbled stuff, get it in block form and crumble it yourself. Much better flavor for that. All right, just got all of our ingredients in the bowl and I'm just gonna mix them up real quick. And this is basically ready to go, ready to be put onto our pork. So move that off to the side. I'm using a 9x13 pan, nothing to this. And the star of our show, I got a beautiful 5-pound pork loin roast. This is one of my favorite meats. Use whatever kind of pork you want, it's totally fine. And all you're going to do for this is literally just let it just fall over your pork roast. And it's going to actually form a crust on this. And as everything melts, it's going to flavor and season your pork. Lastly, what I do is rather than putting in the pepper into my rub or my spread, I add it over the pork roast and the crust of the riganada, and I prefer to do it that way. You can add it in here, totally fine, whichever you prefer, totally works. And lastly, before this goes in the oven, a last drizzle of our Greek extra virgin olive oil. Can't have too much of this. And this is ready to go. So you're gonna pop this into a 400 degree oven for 2 hours and it'll be done to perfection. Alright, so here we go. Our pork is done. It's right out of the oven. It's been about 2 hours and it's done to perfection. It's basically just slightly blushing on the inside, as you'll see in a couple of seconds, but for the most part, it is done perfect, at least for Greeks anyway. If you want it a little more on the blushing side, feel free to cut down on the cooking time by about 15 to 20 minutes. Still gonna have the right doneness, just a little more pink on the inside, which again is totally fine. The seasonings and the herbs and the feta, everything else has just completely crusted and caramelized over the meat, and over the cooking process, it's actually had a chance to permeate and actually flavor the meat right on the inside as well. This is an absolutely simple recipe, very easy to do, nothing complicated with only a few common ingredients. Anybody can make this. Very simply, get your pork. Any kind of pork, by the way, will work as well. So you can use pork loin, you can use tenderloin, you can use butt, shoulder, whatever you like. It is totally cool with this. Serve this up with a beautiful salad, rice, pasta, whatever you choose, veggie, very excellent as well. So that's it, my friends, for this episode on the roast pork riganada. So until next time, I thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share this video. It may prove helpful to somebody else and give somebody else an idea for an excellent meal. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.